So it's currently 4:15 and I got about an hour and a half of sleep. I got woke up because it was too cold. My goal, I think, is to go 58 miles. Hopefully find someone with food that can share a little bit for me. And it's 4:15, so I have a long time to cover 58 miles. I just have to keep moving all day, and hopefully I'll get there at a reasonable time.
Look at Colin picking up food with a fork. Good job. Wow. That's the first time you've done that. Very good. Come on, you can do it.
So this is day one. We are just south of Campo, California. We are on the Mexico border, the start of the Pacific Crest Trail. My name is Joe McConaughey, and I'm attempting to run the whole PCT, and I'm attempting to break the speed record of 59 days on this thing. The mission for this trip is my cousin Colin McConaughey, and luckily enough, his dad and grandparents are actually out here. Really glad they're here. Good to see some family. Start me off on this trip right. So I am Joe McConaughey, it's 5:25, and this is the start of Run For Colin. Hi, my name is Joe McConaughey. I'm from Seattle, Washington. I'm 23. Just graduated from Boston College and from North Seattle, Lake City Way area. I knew I wanted to do something after I graduated college. And originally I just wanted to run in camp for about 2 or 3 weeks. So I just Googled Run the Pacific Crest Trail, and once I did that, this guy Sam Fox popped up. And he had raised $150,000 for Parkinson's research in honor of his mom, and he'd gone after the speed record, so I emailed him, and he just got me completely stoked on the idea and made me realize that I could go after the speed record to begin with, and that it was possible, and that I could do it for somebody I loved and make it a lot bigger than myself. Once I knew I wanted to do the Pacific Crest Trail and that I wanted to do it for Colin, I reached out to my cousin Rob and his wife Andrea and told them, you know, this is something that I wanted to dedicate to Colin, and I got their blessing.
Joe had approached us, I think it was fall of 2013. At that point, Colin had been away from us for about 1.5 years. And he just had this grand idea of running the PCT. I was in scouting growing up, so I knew about the PCT. We'd hiked a few sections of it, and talking with my wife Andrea is like, running the PCT, like I couldn't even wrap my head around what that meant. Thought it was a little crazy, but we said absolutely, Joe, we'd love the idea if you run it in Colin's name. And again, not knowing what that meant, more of like, I'll have him in the back of my mind or whatever. But as Joe provided more details of what he was thinking, we realized this is something pretty big and pretty important.
The Pacific Crest Trail is a 2,660-mile wilderness trail stretching from Campo, California at the Mexican border to the Canadian border at Manning Park. Well, first off, the record was 42 miles a day. So the record was 64 days, and I thought, oh, perfect. 42 miles a day, like, not terrible. And then a few months later, the record got broken, and I was like, well, I guess that means 45 miles a day. I thought, well, I average about 6-minute miles on my cross-country team on pretty much all my runs. If I can do 9-minute miles, I'll be on the trail for 9 hours in a day. And I feel like running for 9 hours in a day is completely reasonable. Like, 9-minute mile pace isn't that fast. Like, I think I can do that. And then I felt comfortable with the camping side of it. I knew that it would be probably a few cold nights, probably a few long nights, but that didn't really scare me at all.
I'm not a runner, so I didn't know exactly what it would take to do that. So at first I was like, wow, that's cool. Yeah, go for it, Joe. And then as he's going day by day and I'm learning that he's running like 2 marathons in a day, I was like, oh my God, how is he going to do this? But I never thought that he couldn't do it, especially for as long as he'd been running.
I thought it was a crazy idea. I mean, we had seen Joe run at Boston College. He was down in Raleigh at one of the meets and we got to see him run. But that's a run around a track. And the thought of him just running off into the wilderness, it just, but it was a crazy idea, but crazy enough to work. And the more progress he made, the more it just crystallized like, wow, he's actually doing this.
So I'm currently looking at tomorrow and the different checkpoints that we would come across, and then looking at the next few days and just kind of figuring out the exact mileage and what will work and what won't work. So this is a nightly thing. I do this every night.
Day 12, we're at mile 457. Just outside of Agua Dulce. It's about 4:30 in the morning, got up at 4. Tried to get an early start on the day. About to go on a nice little 9-mile run.
People ask me what it's like having to run 50 miles in a day. And I didn't think of it as running 50 miles in a day. I think I get up and I run 12 miles, and that's not that bad. Like, I even get to walk like half of it. Like, that's pretty cool. And I'm seeing these awesome mountains. And, once I got on the trail, I was golden. I knew exactly what I had to do. The only thing that would ever get me would just be I'd be behind pace and it would kind of beat me into the ground. But I was always excited to be getting out on the trail. And once I was there, it was go time. And I always could flip that switch.
Here he goes, off for day 24. Man of the hour.
Mountains today, baby.
Yeah, Joe.
Oh!
Are you okay?
Ow. Man. Oh.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it sucks. Ow. Oh. Dang.
Joe, are you alright?
Yeah. Man. Crud. Yeah. Oh, man. How did I trip over that? How do I get this rock? That's the smallest rock in the world.
Well, the good thing is I got it on video.
I was wondering if I was going to fall on video. Bye, guys.
Have a great day, Joe.
We're 1 minute in.
Yeah, Joe!
Hate you guys.
Woo!
50 miles to go, baby. Don't laugh. It's not funny.
So a supported trip on the Pacific Crest Trail is having any kind of support crew, any kind of organized help out on the trail. So for me, that meant having a support crew of 3 guys that drove around in a car and would follow me around at various checkpoints, generally met every 10 to 20, 30, sometimes 50 or 60 miles. Checkpoints were really important to me on the trail because I needed to eat about 8,000 calories per day, and having my crew there every single day allowed me to keep my pack light and make it a very efficient trip out on the trail.
The support was fantastic that Joe received and that we received, on behalf of Joe and Colin.
We started to get some of the videos and some of the updates and things like that, and it was just, I'd have my Google map open, and he would be checking it at such and such location, and you'd look on the map, you'd be like, oh my gosh, he's like making it through California at this point, and every update, every step of the way was fantastic.
It's day 34, and things are a long way off from finishing, but I'm just so excited! Oh.
The other thing that happened is we shared the news obviously with our friends and our family, extended family, and there was an additional kind of momentum that built up because Joe had decided to run also for charity, and so getting the word out, it just kind of again took a life of its own on, and people were donating money and people expressed interest, even that we weren't that close to. People would ask me at work, "Where's your cousin? What's what point is he at?" And we'd look it up on the map and stuff like that. So it was just it was like a whole adventure, and in some ways we felt like we were along with him, because of some of the videos and stuff like that. So it was cool.
I was really excited to enter Oregon because I finally had entered a new state. After about 35 days, I'd traveled through one state and I was ready to be done with it.
How about this for a good morning? Day 42. This is the middle sister in Oregon.
And Oregon was beautiful. It had nice, relatively flat, beautiful pine trails, and it was just awesome to go through. And I knew I was coming home to Washington, and it was kind of my stepping stone to coming home.
My first pile of blueberries. Got a couple picked. Want you? Oh, I love the PCT!
Can you do that one more time?
Yes.
Oh yeah, do the muscles.
I just do it to make fun. Donuts. And you. And you. I'm here with Lionheart. He's in the back running.
Well, we had to wait another hour and a half for the next car to pass. So we hitched with these guys who are random campers.
Have a good one.
I will, buddy. Go Washington. Go Washington.
Jack, what's happening? We're about to go over the Bridge of the Gods, which crosses the Columbia River from Oregon into Washington. Joe just met his mama, and I see him right there waiting at the toll booth like a good little American.
That's probably good. Oh, I'm gonna be so glad when that's over. Oh, you took them?
Oh, you did? Okay.
Another day, another dollar, Dills.
You getting paid for this?
Yeah, dude. $54 today. 5 days away.
Out on the trail, there are a lot of different kinds of pain. And what I was experiencing was pretty much all physical. And that was just something that I had to switch off in my mind and say, this is putting me through a lot right now, but I know my body can respond to something like this and I can get over it. And this is just one kind of suffering that somebody can experience. And whenever I thought I was in pain or I was hurting, immediately what would come to mind is why I was out here, was Colin.
Hi, buddy. What are you doing? You swinging? Hey, I'm swinging. I'm a big boy. Hey, Colin.
For people that don't know Colin, we of course have Andrew, who was his older brother, and we had tried for many years to have another child, and looked into adoption, which was a long process. We got matched up with a birth mother, and we'd been waiting literally for years for this to happen. So it was a magical time. I mean, we felt like our family was complete.
He was just a smart little boy. He was so funny. He was so handsome. He was so creative. Oh my gosh, the things that he would come up with. I remember every single second. I remember the first time he ate a food, the first time he walked, the first time he crawled out of his crib. This door was closed and you saw these little fingers and they were wiggling underneath the door.
I love reading to him. That was, I think, my I think that was my best memory with him.
And he got to do a lot in his 2 years. He got to travel, he got to go on a plane. He had so many family and friends that just loved him. He was just so full of life. He was such a good boy. So it's really hard not having him here.
What day is it, Joe?
Day 51. We are in the Northern Cascades, almost at Stevens Pass. I'm trying to put on my socks. and it's 5 in the morning. What bagel? Whoa.
You ready to see something amazing? That's where I'm coming from. That's where I'm going. You're gonna have some ominous, beautiful clouds hanging over. Hopefully not rain clouds though, just ominous, mysterious, but nothing more. Oh man. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. B-E-A-U-T-ful.
We're hiking in to meet Joe. We thought that it was going to be a 9-mile hike, but after about 3.5 hours of hiking, we're still a 4.5-mile straight line away from where we need to meet Joe. Joe didn't grab his satellite phone when he left this morning, so we have no way of getting in touch with him. And the main issue about a straight line to Joe is that where we're hiking, a straight line is impossible to take. We've hit several snow patches, lost the trail a number of times. We finally are about 2 miles away. We met these two guys who said that the trail we're on is impassable, that at a certain point we're going to be hitting a river crossing. Apparently the bridge that used to be there has been totally wiped out, and so now a river of glacial runoff stands between us and the PCT. No on water.
So, I just had a pretty long day. I think Jordan wanted to meet here, and I showed up here at about 10:10, and no one was there. So another trail junction, she just told me trail junction is right here. I made it, and I got there at about 10:45. There was nothing. I don't really have food. And I'm gonna be making my own shelter tonight, one way or another. So I've amassed my pile of brush. That's all just leaves I just collected. So hopefully this is enough for warmth for the night. We have fruit snacks, Cliff Bar, nuts, and more nuts. Don't you wish you signed up for this, huh? Oh, nighty night, folks.
So after hiking for probably about 8 hours, we spent the past hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, getting less than 0.2 of a mile closer to Joe. Just walking down switchback after switchback. And at 1 a.m., 2 headlights are pretty much dead. None of us are feeling too hot, running low on water. So we're hoping that Joe's taking care of himself at the moment. We've pitched the tent. We're gonna get a couple quick hours of sleep, and hopefully with a little bit of sunlight in the morning, we'll be able to find the trail down.
So it's currently 4:15, and I got about an hour and a half of sleep. I got woke up because it was too cold. I have a long time to cover 58 miles I just have to keep moving all day, and hopefully I'll get there at a reasonable time.
So I started off this day down in the dumps, feeling awful. Things are turning around, even though it's gonna be a long day. I'm not gonna be feeling good at the end of it, but that's the thing with the PCT. It always looks to beat you up, and it always will. It's always gonna beat you. But perseverance, there's always a way. You just gotta find it. You just gotta push through until you find it. And the only thing that's gonna get you through a day or get you anywhere is to use your feet. No matter what the situation is, always use your feet. At least that's what I think. Unless you're truly lost, and then you're supposed to stay in one place. But that was me last night, using my feet, and look where I am now. Use your feet. Go PCT. Kids back, baby. Back and alive.
51 hours and 18 minutes so far. It's the last time we've seen Joe. Ends now.
(10:24) text from the satellite phone from Jordan saying that Joe is with him. So we are now about to head to Rainy Pass to hopefully meet up with the two of them.
I found Jordo. How long it's been?
I've got 52 hours and 38 minutes.
52 hours and 38 minutes. I'm obviously not been with it for quite a while.
Missed a few hours.
Missed a few hours. And now we're a day and a half away. So how things change, huh? Goes from, who knows, up a creek without a paddle to at least you're here.
I think what Joe did was amazing. What started out as a kind of crazy grand scheme of, you know, I'm leaving college and I'm gonna go run a trail, and then to see it all come together. Again, I'm still, when I think about it, it's just amazing, and just really proud that he would take that banner and run with it.
So I'm out here just thinking how amazing this is, and you know, I'm just out here in the wilderness, and there are times that I thought, you know, I was in serious trouble, and each time, miraculously, something's happened, and I'm just thinking about how my cousin Brian visited Colin's grave the other day, and you know, he told me he could tell that Colin was here with me. And it means a lot to have him over my shoulder. And you know, I'm just so grateful that I can do something in his honor and keep his spirit alive, because I know he's looking out for me, and I'm just lucky, and that's all. And some people get life and some people don't. So here's to running for Colin.
So just saw Joe off. He is currently on his way to Canada, which is still incredibly unbelievable. I can't stop smiling. We've done our best to get him through there, and he's here. He's on his way. All we got to do now is just drive to Canada, get up to Manning Park, hike in 9 miles. That's where we'll see him again. But what an incredible journey. So happy to be here. Bye-bye for now.
Oh man. Oh my god.